Welcome back into our playthrough of Final Fantasy X. We just finished basically getting Valefor and going through the cloister trials of Besaid, so now we are heading out of Besaid and into our next big plot point.
Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
That's the sword you gave Chapu.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
You really don't need all that luggage. They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Just gonna leave it there.
Okay, off we go.
Okay, so what you want to do is before you actually leave Besaid, you want to come back in. So the thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to come back in and you're going to want to talk to our gift shop lady over here. There's a reason for this. So, you know, she's doing that. You know, you basically can get some extra items and whatnot if you want. From there, yeah, see, she lets you know that her dog dug up something, doesn't know what it is. So now you go over to basically where you took your nap, if I remember correctly. No, it's the building above where you took your nap. Before going to the temple in the Cloister of Trials. So you go talk to this dog. He's got something in his mouth. And you get Valefor's Overdrive Energy Blast. Now, in the international version, which is the one that we're playing, if you don't get that before you leave the village, you will be subject to having to fight a Dark Aeon in order to come back. So make sure you guys get that before you leave Besaid for the very first time.
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
Easy peasy, dudes.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer. My kind of customer.
So yeah, basically, you have Tidus go after all the speed people, and Waka goes after all of the flyers. So that's literally the easiest way that you can put it. Is Tidus is all about like lizards and dogs and the speed people, whereas Waka is all about the floating eyes as well as birds.
That looks like trouble.
Ha! Watch this! Ha!
Shown up.
Told ya, only magic can beat that thing. If you can't beat them down, you gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
She's got a Moogle. So basically,
Spells of ice work well against
exactly.
fire beams. And ice beams are
Let's
weak
let her
against
tell it.
fire magic. You follow?
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means...
So essentially, you always want to hit them with something of the opposite of what they have. So if that's a water flame, you want to hit it with electricity because it's the exact opposite element. As she said, fire and ice are opposed, and water and electricity are opposed. So if it's a fire fiend, you want to hit it with ice. If it's a lightning fiend, you want to hit it with water. Plain simple.
Take your time.
Let's get going, man.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
Oh boy, you will learn.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chapu didn't pray that day. Said he'd miss his boat. That should do it.
Easy. Too easy. Alright, so it actually won't let you go back down to where you swam with Waka. So you basically just have to press on and keep going. There he is. Very angry. Very angry lion boy. Ow. Bad. Take that. Let's heal to be safe. We're good. Oh, yeah, I figured, because here comes jump. Okay, we're good. You can take this spiral cut, boy. Take this. Bam. Take that. Ooh, nice crit.
That's enough.
What's with that guy?
Kimari Ronso, of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kumari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
Kimari's kind of a bad dude. He's actually relatively strong. If you can train Kimari upright, he's relatively strong. Alright, so now that we have a bunch of stuff, you can actually put on the Rod of Wisdom that you actually got from the Cloister of Trials to give Yuna a little bit of additional magic and everything. Keep the Brotherhood equipped for now. The Brotherhood's actually really good. And then make sure you put on the Metal Shield because it gives you bonus 5% defense. If you're wondering about that treasure chest that is right there, you end up getting that later on in the game. And we'll cover that whenever we actually get to that point. So now you just continue along this road, which actually has some really beautiful scenery. And you just keep going. Oh dear.
A flyer. That's your department, right?
True. But, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
So yeah, the cool thing is about 10 is you can switch mid-battle, which is super nice.
Your first real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
So yes, with Yuna, she is normally the white mage, but she is also able to summon. So now, with the summons, they slowly build up their overdrive, but the problem is that if they die, they lose their overdrive. So you need to be careful that if you're gonna get their overdrives, make sure they don't die. There are different ways to do it, and I will kind of quickly go over those. So basic attacks build up your gauge kind of like how Warrior is, but it's not as high as what normal Warrior does. With shielding, you take less damage, but you get no overdrive charge. With boost, it does the exact opposite. You take more damage, but your overdrive gauge charges much, much faster. So if you know an enemy is about to use like a really powerful attack, or say like another opponent has like an overdrive, shield and then go into the rest of your moves. That is my suggestion. Play how you'd like. So all we're gonna do is just basic attack, see what this Garuda can do. All right, Sonic Boom. It's not too bad. It is not too bad at all. We're actually gonna boost here. That way it kind of shows you guys the difference between the two. All right, so notice how the gauge went up much, much higher. Now if I shield, I'm not gonna get any kind of a boost whatsoever, but I take hardly any damage. So you kind of have to mix and match what you wanna do. You know, it takes a lot of time and energy to get used to everything. Now, Valefor's special ability is called Sonic Wings. It can hit, and if it actually works, you can actually delay its turn. It will not work for every single enemy. I will say that outright. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it will not. You just have to kind of play with it and see which ones will work and which ones will not. Alright, so he's gonna Sonic Boom again. He hits. Now we are gonna save our overdrive because it's just a tutorial fight. We don't really need to get rid of Valefor's overdrive on a tutorial fight. So we are gonna keep it for now. So you just back and forth until this Garuda goes down. That's all you gotta do. So he's got about 216 left. 2 Sonic Wings should put him down. Nope, Sonic Boom did go through. Okay, that's fine. So whenever an Aeon is low on health, it'll hunch over. That will be very important when you come to actually fighting different Aeons in the game. Because you will fight other summoners and you will fight other Aeons within the game. So just keep that in mind whenever they get to, I think it was like about like 40% health, like 40 or 30% health, they'll slump over. But now don't take that as an invitation to be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go, you know, absolutely crazy and just say, oh, it's near death. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna heal myself. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna destroy it, you know. But, you know, be safe. Be safe with your strategies.
No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say good night, birdie.
So Waka has an ability called Dark Attack, which basically inflicts blindness on an enemy if it works. They have a much harder time hitting the party, and most times they miss. All right, so Yuna, we're actually gonna have you just base attack, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get everyone to get Warrior as fast as possible. It's massively helpful to get everyone up to that stage. Because if everyone has Warrior, they gain their overdrive much faster. Now, the one I recommend actually getting on Yuna as fast as possible would actually be Healer, because of the fact that she would actually gain stuff via healing. But right now, since no one needs healing, we're just gonna swap this thing with our rod. Alright, so he's gonna try hitting again, and he misses once again. So now that should, alright, so if you now notice, he no longer has any darkness. So if you want him to continue missing, you will have to inflict darkness upon him once again with Dark Attack. So we're just gonna inflict Dark Attack again. He is blind, so now he's gonna have a much harder time to hit once more. And that's literally all you have to do for certain enemies. Now, you will run into certain enemies that are completely immune to status effects. Those fights, you're going to have to be a lot more careful with because you will not be able to do really anything with them. Okay, so we did just get a Bright Bangle, so we're going to put that on Lulu, which gives us a Dark Ward, which there is a difference between Dark Ward and Dark Proof. Dark Ward just gives you a higher chance to not get, put into darkness, while Dark Proof removes a chance of you being, put under darkness completely. So, like we've already done, Tidus is going to get rid of the dog, Wakka's going to get rid of the bird, and Lulu is going to get rid of the water flan. Simple as that. If you know the strategies, it's very simple. Very simple strategies. Now again, if you notice, everyone's getting moves on the sphere grid. I'm not moving them. I want to move them when everyone has a fair share of moves on the sphere grid. I don't want to have to keep going into the sphere grid over and over again just for one single move. It's not worth it. It wastes time, and it's not really worth the hassle. My suggestion is get 10 moves and then move. Get 10 moves on all your characters, then move them on the sphere grid. Yeah, do you not get like your immediate stats? Sure, you don't get the immediate stats. But do you really need the immediate stats? No. There's only certain times when you actually need the immediate stats. Alright, so we are going to save. That way it heals up everybody, including our Aeons. Every time that you heal at a save point, it also heals your Aeons. So just be warned about that. So now, if I remember correctly, if you talk to people on this pier, they give you items. So just talk to everybody as you can, and they're going to give you items like 400 gil, a Seeker's Ring, gives you an Ether, which is fantastic. Ethers are nice. Then you talk to this person down here, and they give you nothing. Because that's just how it works. Now, if you talk to the kid, I think talking to the kids give you something, but you have to wait for them to stop moving. Well, just push me out of the way, Kamari, jeez. Okay, so they give you nothing. Alright, so talk to her. She gives you 3 Phoenix Downs, which are clutch, which is very, very nice. Okay, so talk to her one more time. Okay, so that is it. That is it. So now, once you board the boat to Kilika, you are heading to Kilika. Now, if I remember correctly, you can go backwards, but there are certain instances where it will stop you. Oh, poor kid. He's sad. He's a sad boy.
Goodbye.
He's a very sad boy. He's a very sad boy. Alright, so there are a couple things that you can do while on this boat to Kilika, which this is considered the SS Leaky. So if you're looking up like strategy guides or whatnot, this boat is called the SS Leaky. So just keep that kind of in mind. Guys, get off the poor man. Good lord. Man's just trying to sightsee and you're interrupting his binocular use. So rude. Bad Tidus. Bad Tidus. Okay, so they've been at sea a little while because it looks like she's kind of like waking up from a nap. So it looks like you've been at sea at least like a day, maybe. It's like this guy's like, you jerk. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we need to come down these sets of stairs. What this is gonna do is gonna trigger this. This guy is by the name of Uwaka.
Yeah! Filthy, filthy. These won't sell. All me name's not a waka. Don't look like you got much money, either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
Awaka the 23rd. Merchant extraordinaire.
Awaka the who?
Don't know me? Well,
I mean...
not many do. Not yet.
Okay, so basically what you want to do is you actually want to talk to this guy.
But someday, the name of Waka...
Because what you're going to be able to do is you can invest in him 3 separate times. If you lend him Gil, it will actually reduce his prices for later on. So we're actually going to start by giving him 1,500. We're actually pretty good on potions and we're good on Phoenix Downs. So we're going to give him 1,500 Gil to start.
I guess it pays to ask, thank ye kindly, lad. Fine seed money for the Oaka merchant empire.
So that kind of gets everything set. So now you want to go down here into the power room because this triggers
What the heck is
everyone's favorite bird.
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room, like it says on the door?
Yeah, but why the big birds?
What's so strange about chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo? What kind of backwater island did you come from, anyway?
Xanarkand.
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
Yeah, just a bit. Alright, but the main reason you want to actually come in here is because, as you guys see right at my feet, there is the 3rd Albed primer for the letter C, which is important. So now, if you go into these quarters here, inside you will find a chest, which is going to house a remedy. Now, if you kick this suitcase, you get a potion. And if you kick it 20 times, you'll get 20 potions. So we're going to skip this part and we're going to end up where we get our last potion. Okay, so now we have our last potion. So now we have 20 additional potions to our name because of kicking the suitcase. Now, you can't just easily sort your equipment and everything. I usually do because it makes everything a little bit nicer and a little bit cleaner. But you guys do what you want. So now, once you have everything, you don't really need to talk to Luzungata. You can just head back up and proceed with the story as normal. This way, now you have your third Albert primer going in, as well as you have some free potions and
word is that summoner's
everything
got
like that.
noble blood. I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter?
So Lord Braska being the guy that literally defeated Sin before her. So now, if you want to know more information, you talk to Waka.
So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Waka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
So now, once they all disperse, you can go talk to Yuna. So we're good to go. Let's mosey. Like the most awkward standing.
It's nice.
Always start an awkward conversation with talking about weather. Awkward talking. Gotta love it.
You're a blitzball player, aren't you? From Xanarkin, right?
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
But I believe you.
Huh?
I've heard in Xanarkin, there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
Huh?
Great blitzball tournaments are held there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named Jack told me. He was my father's guardian.
Jacked. My father. His name is Jacked.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Yeah, or something like that.
Sounds like him, but it can't be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day, and never came back. And no one's seen him since then.
But they've never found a body.
Why, that's the day that Jecht came to Spira.
But,
It's true, I first met Jecht 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was the day.
How do you remember the exact time and date that you actually meet somebody?
The date fits,
We're like, nah, I met you like
doesn't it?
3 years ago.
yeah, but how would he get here?
You're here? Are you not?
Yeah, because of sin. Ruh-roh. Well, no one told me in the weather report we were gonna have rough seas. This is ridiculous. You have gloves on. How did you let go? At least Kamari's there. Whale? Hello there. No, it's frickin' Easter Bunny. Yes, it's of course Sin. You expected it to be anybody different?
What do you think you're doing? Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Sin is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it. Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
Wait! Oh boy!
Well, this ain't gonna be too good. So they fired 2. And 1 connects. Oh, the right one connected. Guy on the left just sucks. Gonna hit water if he fell out of a boat. Well. Oh, look, the guys again. These guys look familiar. Oh, they look fancy. Alright, so the easiest thing for you to do in this, my recommendation is always have Waka out, because you want to be able to attack the fin. That is always my suggestion, attack with the fin. Because Waka is going to take about 20 hits in order to get those fins gone. So my suggestion, get rid of 2 of these and then leave the other one. Because if you rid the field of all 3, then he is allowed to attack. Well, not really attack, but he replenishes the field anyway. So it's just better to have Waka attack the tail, or the fin, whatever you want to call it, while Kimahri and whoever else that you want attacks and destroys the sin scales that come on deck. Okay, so obviously wings are going to flicker. We are just going to kill that one just because his wings are flickering. So you always want to make sure you kill the wing flicker, otherwise you're going to take more damage, thus you have to heal. That is my suggestion, kill the wing flickers.
How many of these things are there?
The fin! Attack the fin!
Of course, it's just going to tell you fighting at a distance, which is fine. I've already told you guys this. So again, just attack the fin. Now, if you want to start causing multiple doses of damage, I suggest switching out to Lulu. That way she can use her spells on the fin to cause more damage. Because essentially, one of her spells are like 2 Waka balls. So if you do the math, you combo everything, you're kind of set. Okay, so they both miss. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of the wing flicker. Well done, Waka, well done. And then we are going to water the fin. Whereas all he does is he just keeps moving, and basically the sin scales are what do the damage with this guy. Perfect. So now we can have a double dose of damage on the fin. So now we're going to use Thunder on the fin, just so that we can keep it saucy. Now, why use the same spell? See which one caused the biggest amount of damage, you go for it. Okay, so the fin moves once again. And before you ask, no, this is really not hurting Sin in the slightest. This is like tickles to him. Alright, so we're gonna attack the fin again. Okay, so 116 spines, that is fine. Except that does 212 points of damage. So now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come out to Yuna. We're gonna check to see how much health he has. 731, or 730. But now we are going to use Cure. We're going to heal up Tidus. The tail's gonna move once again. Be directly in front of us. We are going to actually switch to Lulu. And we are going to Blizzard the tail once again. Waka will then attack the fin with a crit, which is very nicely timed. Alright, so the fin will move this turn. We are actually going to take this time to heal up Waka. The fin moves. So now Lulu can use her water on the fin. And Waka will finish off the fin, putting it down. Now make sure for this part, my recommendation is make sure you have Tidus and Waka fully healed. Because you are going to need them healed for this upcoming fight. And there's the tail, and it flops. Everyone else is like fine, and Waka's the only one that realizes that Tidus has gone missing. So he gonna jump in and swim. And Kimahri's like, girl, you know you can't swim. Of course, Sin Scales in their water form attacking Tidus. And here comes the Blitzball, saving Tidus from a terrible, terrible death. Oh, bye, dolphins! And of course, this is why I've told you to make sure that the two of them are healed up fully, because they have their own personal boss fight. Now, just like with Sin, the Sin Scales repopulate, so it's not worth going after the Sin Scales. Just focus on the Achilles right here, and just focus all your damage and all of your attacks on it. Now, I recommend hitting it with Dark Attack. It actually is affected by Dark Attack, so that way, whenever it does like Drain Touch like this, it cannot hit you, because the Drain Touch will automatically take 50 HP from you every single time and heal itself. So do not let it touch you. Always have it infected with Dark Attack. Okay, so now obviously, as you see, he's gonna repopulate the Sin Scales on one side. Again, just keep attacking. Keep attacking, making sure Dark Attack, and he is still affected by the darkness. Now, Blender, you won't be able to avoid because it's supposed to be a group attack, so that's going to hit you regardless. So, but it only did 118 basically on both, so we are good. Nice crit with 294, that's actually not that bad. Double crit in a row, we will take it. All right, so Tidus is a little bit injured, but we're not to the point where we need things. All right, so now if you notice, Dark Attack was off that time, so, but we're still fine. We're gonna actually take the time, we're going to heal up at least Tidus, because Tidus has the lowest amount of HP at the current moment. We are going to inflict Dark Attack once again to make sure that he starts missing. And now Tidus is gonna take the time and heal Waka with a potion. That way, he is taken care of. So now the Sin Scales spawn, I'm back on that side. Drain Touch is gonna come in and it misses. Gonna come in and attack. Once again, going to attack. Darkness is still affecting the Achilles, which means we are set. Blender will hit us, which is okay. It's not that bad. Okay, we are fine. We're good. So we're gonna hit again. And we should be okay. We are going to hit a Dark Attack just to make sure. Oh, we cannot hit a Dark Attack because Waka is out of MP. And it doesn't matter because the Achilles is now down. We are good. The Achilles now falls, and we are able to get back on the boat and continue towards Kilika. Make sure also in every single one of your battles, every single person hits. Because if every single person hits, everybody gets experience. So make sure every single person takes a turn on every single battle that you can. Excuse me. Of course, this is unfortunately sad because the Kilikans have no idea that this is about to happen until it's too late. It's just sad. But it also just shows you the raw power that Sin possesses. It's amazing. How he's not even fully out of the water and he's literally causing this much destruction.
When Sin attacked Xanarkand that day, I woke up in Spira. I kept hoping it would work in reverse, too.
Doesn't work like that, homie.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
I was just fooling myself. Maybe it was that day, on the sea, under the burning sun. I started to give up hope. I was in a foreign world. I wasn't going home. This was my new reality, and I was stuck in it for good.
So Tidus basically has to start accepting that he's not going to be able to go back home. He's going to have to live in this new life and deal with it. He has no other choice.
Greetings. I am the summoner Yuna. I have come from the temple in Besaid.
Oh, Milady Summoner!
If there is no other summoner here, please allow me to perform the sending.
Thanks, BT.
Our loved ones. We feared they would become fiends.
Please, take me to them.
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
Huh?
But alright guys, that is going to call it for this episode of the Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play walkthrough. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.